Good evening. It's Thursday, July 31st at 6:19 p.m. And it's the end of the month. It's time for a quick update on the goals. I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible because I have to edit this and release it before like noon tomorrow. The main weight loss goal, I don't think it's going to be any surprise to anyone. Not going good. In fact, I weighed myself this morning and the scale said 208 pounds. I've gained 3 pounds basically on the year is what that means. Definitely going to need to make some changes to make that turn around and go back in the right direction. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. For now, that's a failure on the month. Haven't lost any weight. The video production goal, so far, it's going fine. I think the change to doing it at the end of the month works well because it gives me just an easy to remember time that I know I need to do it on this day. I know I need to edit it by this day. I think it helps and helps me keep it short and quick too. I don't ramble on as much, I think. So video production I think is going fine. Let's move on to the secret goals. This month I only had 2 secret goals. And you'd think that would mean that I succeeded at both of them. And somehow I did not succeed at both of them. The first secret goal I had is that I wanted to read a technical book. Specifically this book, which is not a very long book at all. In fact, I'd call this more of a pamphlet. In reality, that one wasn't really the first goal. That was something I kind of came up with mid-month, which is why I didn't really put a whole lot of effort into reading that book. And I was still reading the books that I had from last month. I needed to finish those before I needed to take them back to the library. So I did do that, but that wasn't related to any goal. Got about halfway through this book. That's a really short technical book. I think later on in future months, I'm not sure if I'll do it next month, but I do want to get more into longer technical books. I'm a software engineer by trade, and that's how I learned most of what I know, is through reading books and long books usually. And I kind of want to get back into that because I want to develop my skills. I like programming and I'd like to get better at it. Maybe that'll be another goal. I might try that goal again. But for now, that one's a failure. The second secret goal I actually talked about last month. Was it a secret goal last month? I think it was a secret goal last month. I wanted to skate at a skate park. And this one, I did. I succeeded. So a couple weekends ago, I went to Oak Creek Skate Park, which is in Oak Creek, Wisconsin. About a 10-minute drive from my house. Brought a couple skateboards, brought my helmet, brought a big thing of water. It was about 85 degrees, and checked out the skate park. I've got a little bit of footage of me messing around on some of the little quarter pipe sections. It was a lot of fun. I got there and I just kind of was messing around doing a little flat ground stuff because I didn't really know what the flow of the park was. It's been, I don't know, 20 years maybe since I skated at a skate park. So getting back into it was not natural. But within probably like the first 5 minutes of me getting there, one of the other skaters came up and he was like, "Hey, do you mind filming me testing out these grinds?" He was trying out a board slide on this little curb snake thing, and he was trying to ride a 50-50 over this little corner ramp. I don't know what it's called. And I said, "I've never filmed on a skateboard, but I'll give it a try." So yeah, I followed him around. It was actually really helpful to learn how to move around the park and not like be in people's way. Also, it was just good practice to push because he was going pretty fast, so I had to be able to push to keep up with him and keep him in frame. But yeah, I did that for like the first 15-20 minutes. It was a good warm-up and got some cool footage out of it. And then I spent the next probably hour and a half just messing around, trying to learn how to pump on the quarter pipes. I did a little bit of carving and checked out the banks. I was able to get up and down the banks without much trouble. I didn't try any grinds or any, I wanted to try some manual pad stuff. There isn't really a manual pad at that park. There's a little box section that you can kind of use for that. So I might visit again and try some of that there. But in general, it was really just a lot of fun to try it out and learn how the park worked. And I think I'll be back to that park for sure. And it makes me want to check out some of the other parks in the area. We got a brand new park called the Turf in Greenfield. It was actually an old park back in the day that's been resurrected. There's a park in Tosa. There's a couple DIYs in the area that I haven't checked out yet. Now that I know how to skate at a skate park, kind of, I want to check those out too. So maybe there will be more content about that. We'll see. For now, I succeeded at that goal. It was a lot of fun. There's definitely some things I want to learn on the skateboard that you can only do at a skate park. Things like dropping in, pushing around a bowl, that kind of stuff. So I might have future goals for that kind of stuff, but it's also kind of hard to film because I don't want to be like getting in people's face trying to film at the park when it's busy. So there may be content about that, maybe not. In general, this month, that was a successful goal. So that's about all there is to the secret goals. I failed reading that book. I succeeded at visiting the skate park and I had a great time. And I failed massively at losing weight, which is what I want to talk about now. In 2023, I think it was, that's the year that I fully quit drinking and fully tracked calories. And for the most part, at least for like the first 4 to 6 months, I'd say, I stuck to my calorie goals. And that was my most successful stint of losing weight. I lost 40 pounds total that year. And I think the first 4 to 5 months was the majority of that. I think I lost 30 pounds in that time. So I'm considering doing something like that again, at least for the rest of the year. I have one beer, I think, in my house, so I can drink that tonight and then commit to not drinking at all for the remainder of the year. I think that might be a little extreme and I don't think it's necessary. I think what I might do instead is just say, don't have any alcohol in the house. So if I'm at a restaurant, at a beer garden, whatever, I can drink. That's fine. I'm not going to buy beer or booze, bring it into the house so that I have it here. That just packs on the calories like none other. It's crazy. I also find that when I drink, it makes me hungry. So if I have a couple beers at home, I want a snack to go with that, etc. and so forth. It's just a multiplicative effect. If I have beer in the house, I'm going to drink it, and I don't really think about the calories too much. I'm thinking of going with that approach, at least for the rest of the year, and seeing how it goes. And then as far as food goes, for this past month, I didn't really track calories at all. Most days, I would say, I was having my normal burrito bowls, Quest chips, fruit, and veg, but I was having a lot more snacks, popcorn, chips, peanut butter sandwiches, that kind of stuff. High calorie, dense snacks. Not to say that snacks are bad and that you can't have them, but I think if I'm not tracking calories and I'm not logging those snacks and I'm not paying attention to how they contribute to my caloric intake, it just adds up really quickly without much effort. So I think in addition to not having alcohol in the house, but not fully cutting out alcohol, I want to do something similar for the food. I don't necessarily want to go back to fully tracking calories. The overhead and the work involved in that is really boring and annoying. I want to go with something less granular. I haven't hammered it out quite yet. I may define it in my secret goals for next month. So stay tuned for that. But for now, this was not a great month, July. We'll try to make August a much more successful month. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Click the bell and do all that shit. Have a good one. Also, I forgot to mention Cross is here. That's my cross bike that I just finished mostly getting set up. If you're interested in cyclocross, do it. It's a lot of fun. If you're in Wisconsin, especially in the Milwaukee area, check out the Wisconsin, WICX, Wisconsin Cyclocross Series, I think is the name of it. Ton of fun. Some of the races are free for first-timers. Just give it a try. You might love it. Racing is fun. Cyclocross is fun. The practices are starting up. Now's the time to do it. Have a good one. That's enough for this video.